On this episode, we're going to talk about the 5 things we're each thankful for this year.
I'm walking the streets of nowhere. I'm playing the game with no regrets. I'm crawling out from the gutters. Cloud and the Joker's all you get.
Welcome to Deaton Street, the podcast where two friends talk about their creative pursuits because no one else will listen. I'm Dustin.
And I'm sick.
Oh, okay.
I'm Zachary. Mallet head. I got the Rona. 2.5 years of avoiding it like, a literal plague.
Oh, yeah.
Not, talking a load of mess about not having it. Literally this weekend, I was hanging out with my wife at a Christmas store, and I was like, what's great is that I must be immune. I just must have this natural, it can't get me type of deal. And then I woke up on Monday, and I was like, my throat hurts. And then on Tuesday afternoon, I was like, my fever is almost 103. And it got me. So
Look, I bet I know what did it.
it was
You
talking
were in
mess.
a Christmas store.
Oh, it's Christmas
And
store.
it's the Christmas music. It's all the Christmas decorations. That would make me sick too.
it is.
That's why I don't ever go to those stores.
It's the Christmas spirit.
It
I've
came
had
upon
a
you
heavy
like a
dose.
plague.
Heavy dose of the Christmas spirit this year. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
All right. Just wanted to tell our viewers that in case I look like I'm crying the whole time and I run out of breath, I'm not dying. I don't think.
It's
just a little sick.
Well, it's because we're very emotional about this episode.
Because we're very thankful.
We are very thankful.
All right. Oh. Let me turn this up real quick. Sorry, I couldn't hear you, D. Mallett.
Oh, you're good. So do you want to kick it off with your list of things, or do we want to go with my abnormally long list of things as we have established in the previous episode?
I'll establish the prompt. So I talked to Dustin, again, sent out one of my prompts, and I said 5 things. Just 5 things. Dustin texts me back and says, I got a little more than 5. And then I text him again, probably way more frank than I wanted to be because I probably had a fever. I was like, dude, come on. So we got it down to 5.
Narrow it down to 5.
Yeah, I got it. We've got it down to 5. These are extra things that we're thankful for. I think we should say up top, well, I'm very thankful to my lovely wife and my entire family and all my friends and my job and all of the things that you're normally thankful for during Thanksgiving. So
Absolutely. Me too. I'm thankful for my parents, my brothers, my friends, job, just a day-to-day life that I get to do. I get to do this with you, and it's just it's a fun time.
But this ain't about them, all right? So
no, not at all.
So this is other stuff. This is stuff that we, just really anything this year that we've really felt has helped our year be better. Like I said, list of 5. I'm happy to go first. You can go first. These are going to be serious, silly, kind of in between. So
Sure. So I can go. So kind of talking about my boss, right? Kind of in the vein of work.
yeah.
One, I am thankful for my bosses. Got a great job. But I'm actually thankful for easily solved problems. I work in IT, and we have this typed out. I'm reading this the way I can actually, say it properly and not stumble over my words or ramble like I'm doing right now. Thank you. I work in IT, and I have people call with computer issues all the time. I'm their fix-it guy. Some problems are much more complicated than others, but it's nice to walk in a building and reboot said machine, and then it works. Instant hero status.
Right. I have some questions about that. I don't work in IT, but kind of just generally my personality and my techiness. At a few jobs, I've been the the go-to IT guy. Do you ever just want to yell, restart your computer at people?
Usually it's the first thing I say on a phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much what there's a show called The IT Crowd. I don't know if you've watched it. Literally the opening scene in the show, which sold me. It like slow pull in to the main character at his desk and the phone's ringing and he waits like 20 rings. Finally picks it up. The IT department, did you turn it off and turn it back on again? I was like, I'm watching the entirety of this show. This is my life. Yes.
It's true, man. But I get that, man. Does it fill you with a sense of like overwhelming accomplishment, even though it's like a small thing when you do get those easy problems?
Yeah, not overwhelming. It's more of I made somebody's day.
Yeah.
I got them back working. Most of the time, whenever their phones are off, they really tell me to just keep them off for a while, but I can't do that because it's my job.
Yeah.
But it's the thanks that I get.
Right.
That's kind of, this the satisfaction of doing what I do, I make people's day.
I will say that it's good you're in IT. I'm a little older than you, not much, but a little bit. Because there really is, as you get older, I'm only in my early 30s, but you just start losing touch, man. Like I find myself having more IT problems than I've ever had. And I just kind of, it's like the technology knows you're getting older and it stops cooperating with you. It's kind of crazy.
Or is it the technology gets more advanced?
Maybe I'm not keeping up.
Yeah. I have to
know.
keep up. It's a forced thing for me. But yeah. So what about you? What's your first one?
My first one's kind of serious, kind of in the same vein. Opportunities, man. This year, starting off in February, has just been a year of opportunities, especially in this realm. I have a great job that doesn't take over my time after I get off. So I get off at 4 and I'm like really off in my real job. There's no calls, there's no texts. They leave me be. With that, after 4, that time's actually mine. And I've had the opportunity, one, to edit a podcast for a former coworker of mine. We did, I think, 15, 16 episodes. We're about to do another one, kind of a wrap-up episode. Tons of opportunity to do some audio editing and really get that workflow going. And then, of course, the audio editing and video editing with Kef for When Now or Get Bent. Just tons of opportunities to really work on stuff and have a reason to do audio and video work, which is kind of, I think, a big struggle for some folks. Like, what should I do? I have the ability to do these things. Well, what should I do with them?
Exactly.
And so just a ton of opportunities. This is a great opportunity. A little bit behind the scenes of this. Dustin is editing this. He's producing this. I'm not. I'm giving a lot of suggestions. I'm blowing up his phone, but I'm not
taking
the one,
him, man.
I'm not the one responsible for doing all this. And this is an opportunity too, for me. It's an opportunity to sit down, talk with one of my best buds, and not have to edit it at the end of the day. But also like just see the cool stuff you're doing with it. You sent me a short today that I thought was hilarious. I wouldn't have edited it like that.
Dude, I cracked myself up with that one.
it's a good one. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. We won't spoil it here.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the opportunities this year have been plentiful. I'm sure next year is going to have a ton more opportunities as well. So just really thankful for what has kind of come down the pipeline for me in 2024. So
for sure. So you're talking about like being able to do all this audio stuff like on I want to say like it's a professional level essentially. Semi-professional. You're doing somewhat to get paid here and there or whatever. Did you imagine that it would have taken this long to get to that point to where you can do that?
It's a weird thing because every job that I've had since like actually working, I've weaseled my way into some type of audio visual project. My first job in FSL, it was just once a year, but I still did 2 videos once a year. My second job in career services at Texas State, I talked my way into producing a podcast there, which we did 20 episodes. Ended up being on that because people kept leaving and stuff. Just has high turnover. Left that, and my current job, I actually do like training videos for them as well with some audio.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was kind of a slow build. It was just having the confidence to say I can do it. I think that's the difference. I think the opportunities are really out there for people. And if you're listening to this and you do audio and video work on your own, I promise you're good enough to do something. If you have someone and you see that you can contribute some value, that's literally how me and Kev started working together. I was a listener. I heard that the pod could sound a little better, and I had ideas, and I reached out. And you know, I bark at people for working for free, but I reached out and I said, "Hey man, let me clean up your intro." And he said, "Yeah." And I sent it back in 5 minutes. And that's how he knew I could actually do something. And I didn't ask for money. I didn't ask for anything because it was a product I liked and I wanted to work on it, you know?
Did you already have that intro finished whenever you messaged him?
No.
Or, okay, cool.
No.
So it took you the 5 minutes. Psh.
Yeah. But when you've done it as much on different stuff, like you can pop that stuff out. And when you have an opportunity, if I am going to preach any here, man, you better knock it out of the park, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if you get that, if you get that response, make sure you don't sit on it, and make sure you go ahead and do it really quickly. And so, but overall, I'm not surprised that it took this long, but I think that was a confidence thing more than an actual, like, you know, the opportunities found me, you know?
Yeah.
I had to open myself up to them.
Yeah. And that's a tough thing to do too. Like you said, gain the confidence to put yourself out there and say, "Hey, I have this skill that I think I could contribute to whatever project you're doing. Let me show you."
Right.
You know?
But even now, I don't have a ton of confidence. Like, I know I'm okay at this stuff, but I see other people's stuff and I'm like, "Oh, it's so much better." But I think that's healthy, you know?
Yeah.
To kind of see yourself
something...
as have the confidence to do it, but not the confidence to where you think you're better than everyone else, you know?
Yeah. It also gives you a goal to work towards too. Like, oh, I want to be able to put my stuff and make it look like that, you know?
Right.
But I think it's a good, healthy mindset to have. It's something to work towards.
For sure. So what's second on your list over there?
So let's see. Let's pick one that is, okay, this one's, so the work one was kind of a serious, kind of funny one, you know, making people's day, but like cool, solve problems. This one's, whenever you said you had silly ones, I thought of silly ones too. And I don't think mine are going to be as good as yours, but here we go.
It's not a competition.
Well, I'm thankful for the bumps on the interstate that keep me alive, because without them, I wouldn't have a pressure sensitive alarm clock while driving.
Let's go. Let's talk about this. I think that's so important. I've known you for a long time. You do fall asleep in places.
No, it wasn't. We were going to Texas from when we were in college. I wasn't falling asleep though. My eye was burning and you were asleep and I couldn't see.
And you hit the bumps, man.
Well, yeah, that's the bumps. I wasn't falling asleep.
So I disagree. I think you were falling asleep as well. And I know we got into kind of a little bit of an argument. Okay, yeah, exactly. I was mad at you because I was like, I can drive. Yeah, but you generally fall asleep places, man. Like if we're watching a movie, you're out. You're a good napper.
If I sit still for too long, that's done. It's a done deal. Whenever I used to work at the Nugget, I would work those late shifts and come home. I could not remember passing up 2 cities.
That's insane, dude.
I would literally hit my exit to Welsh and be like, "Oh, we're home. Okay."
Dude, have you always been this way? Have you just been like an easy sleeper?
Probably. Yeah, probably so. Like if we were to sit here for too long, well, we play video games and stuff. We'll sit there and play video games. You'll be talking to me. I'm out, dude.
Yeah.
What? What did he say?
You visit me once or twice a year, right? Here in Texas. I think you've napped every time.
Absolutely.
If you get set down, you're gonna nap. How often do you think those little bumpers save your life there, buddy? Like
more often than not.
Are we talking like once or twice a month? Are we talking weekly here? Like what's going on?
Oh no. Now it doesn't happen often.
Okay.
But whenever I was working those late shifts and stuff, cause I would get back at like 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving 30 minutes. It's not that far, but it's far enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've definitely, I'll be, oh God, okay.
Gosh. That's scary. I'm thankful for them too then. So
oh yeah,
I have a buddy to do a podcast
They
with.
work.
Yeah. Jesus.
That was the first funny one that I had. And I was like, I like that one. That was good.
It's funny, but it's also concerning.
Well, get proper sleep and then you won't fall asleep at the wheel.
You need to get like some type of like dog shock collar to like shock yourself awake or something,
I get like a pressure sensitive thing or something on the side of the car that'll just sit there. And then as soon as like there's too much vibration, like
yeah, just start shocking you awake, man. Man, that's crazy.
So what's your next one?
My second one is one that I was going to bring in here and show you, but because of COVID protocol, I'm not doing that because it's something that we use a lot in my house, and I don't want to get my wife sick. My wife's not sick right now. She tested negative this morning.
That's good.
Trying to keep it that way.
Yeah.
It's our air fryer. We got it this year.
Oh.
So it's just a Ninja air fryer. Dude,
okay.
If you're listening to this, if you're one of the 15 people that have been listening to this podcast the last 3 weeks, 18 people. 18. Get yourself an air fryer. You're wasting your life. You're cooking things in ovens that could be cooked in an air fryer in like half of the time and taste better.
I saw a video on YouTube. It was there's a cook that I like to watch. It's Josh Weissman.
Yeah.
He did ramen in it was a pressure cooker, not an air fryer. Same difference.
Yeah.
But like ramen's something like legit ramen is something that's cooked over a whole day. You know, all the stuff. He cooked it in an hour and it was like legit ramen.
All right.
That blew my mind.
I've had a pressure cooker. I ain't talking about pressure cooker.
No, I know air fryers.
Air fryers are
legit.
like at the top
just made me think
of the top of the mountain for accessories and appliances you should have in your home. I love wings. I love going to Pluckers, right? I found out a hack. I can go to H-E-B. I can get $7 wings at H-E-B, already pre-cut up. $7. I can go to Pluckers. I can spend $10 on their sauce. I make it in my air fryer, and then I put the actual Pluckers sauce on the wings I've created in my air fryer, and I'd say they are 94% there. It's not 1-to-1. Yeah, when you're here, I'm gonna make you
Pluckers, wings.
Dude, it's air fryers. I like Ninja, but I'm sure any of them are great. Please, if you're listening, get your air fryer, use your air fryer, report back, put it in the comments. Do you have an air fryer now?
Yeah.
Are you looking for Christmas gifts for people? Get them air fryer, please. All right.
Birthday present, air fryer.
Get them too.
Air fryer.
there are like air fryers with it. We only have like one little cubby because we thought we were being responsible. We weren't. Yeah. We should have got like 2 or 3 cubbies. We should have just cooked the whole meal in one air fryer.
Oh, absolutely.
Man. And I think they're healthier too. I haven't done any research on that, but it seems like they are, because it's air.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're frying something in air. You're not frying something in oil.
Right.
So
that's what I'm thinking.
I do believe it is healthier. Don't quote me on that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I haven't done the research. I'm not going to do the research. This is not a scientific podcast. Air fryers are healthier and you should get them for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thankful for.
Speaking of doing the research, I know I'm going to ramble a little bit here, like I usually do. I just realized after watching through the other two that I try to spout off facts that I really don't know the answer to.
Wait, like what?
Like the starting of different YouTubers on different dates and all this other stuff. Oh, I think they were doing that, and I'm listening back to it. I'm like, you idiot! You don't know that for sure. Shut up.
What you should do. So we were talking off camera. We were texting today about shorts, and it's because you did the one that I really liked. Maybe
do that one.
That's your shorts. It's just like once a week you do a fact check on yourself.
Oh man,
just interrupt yourself with wrong with a voiceover, or something. I don't know.
I even thought about putting it in the actual episode, like the text over the date. Boom, boom.
Yeah. That's fair.
But yeah, it's just funny.
We're not, again, I think we said this is a disclaimer on the first episode. The second one, we're not experts in anything. Don't take anything that we say as facts. Because it'll make your life worse if you go around repeating the stuff that we say is facts. Yeah. Don't go to your nutritionist and say that air fryers are healthy, because I don't know.
Right? It's like, don't listen to us. Wait, please listen to us.
Listen to us, but don't
listen.
The comprehension part. Like, don't write it down, Yeah. Don't take notes, because we're not.
Share it out to people, but tell them not to listen too.
Yeah. That's part of it too. Hey, please listen to this podcast, but also don't take anything that they say as fact, because they're just not spewing facts over there.
They're a bunch of goobers.
All right. Number 3, we're moving along at a good pace, and I'm losing my breath because
I know you're getting winded there. Number 3, let's see. I mean, a lot of mine are really goofy.
So are mine.
I'm thankful for the little mini candies that everyone has after Halloween. I'm a big Reese's guy, and all their displays in the stores have gotten so big. King size packs, double stuffed with peanut butter, with Reese's Pieces inside of them. You got like 6 Reese's cups in one thing. I can't handle that. I'm a plain guy. That's too much sweet for me. So just one cup is nice enough not to make me feel like a total fatty. So like the little mini size things are like Milky Way or Three Musketeers, or just a 1 cup of Reese's.
Are you doing this on purpose?
No.
Are you trying to set me off? I don't have the breath for it.
What do you mean?
What's the first candy that you said?
It's a Reese's.
It's not Reese's.
Was it a Reese?
Reese's.
Yeah, Reese's.
No, you said no. It's not the same word.
Yeah, a Reese's.
Reese's?
Yeah, sure.
No, there's a guy named Reese somewhere, and he owns these candies. It's Reese's.
Yeah, my brother's middle name
is Reese.
Yeah, Reese's.
So if you were gonna say that your brother, if your brother went by his middle name, right, and he owned something, and someone was like, "Hey, whose is this?" What would you say?
Well, that's his. I don't know.
No, you'd say that's Reese's.
Yeah, Reese's.
Oh my god.
I don't think you understand. I'm going to die on this hill because
I don't want to hijack
you. I'm going to die on this hill strictly because you brought it up.
I don't want to hijack your thing, because your thing, I also like the little candies. I like to put them in the freezer, and I think they're delightful. But
they're the best.
You can't be calling them Reese's.
We can have the 3 Musketeers and then Snickers.
I do think there is a big contingent of people that call them Reese's, and I think all those people are wrong.
Well, that's like people who say like Reese's Pieces.
The first week me and Dustin lived together. Dustin's from Louisiana, and he has the greatest accent in the world. It's not as thick as it was then, but I'm not being facetious. I think the Cajun accent from people from Louisiana, it just, to me, when I hear it, it's just like, all right, cool. There's good cooking on the way and good people. That's what the accent reminds me of. So I don't mean to make fun of that accent with this story, but here's the story.
I love it.
We're sitting on the couch, watching some animated show together, and Dustin looks at me and he goes, "They got the pizza in the fridge?" And I said, "What?"
Not quite. It was,
What?
they got the pizza in there?
No, you said in the fridge.
It was in the fridge? Okay.
Yeah, in the fridge. And I said, "What?" I'm from Southeast Texas, and I do have a little bit of accent, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "They got," frustrated, "they got the pizza in the fridge." And I said, "Who has pizza?" "They got the pizza in." Anyways, we did that a couple more times. And I was like, "Are you asking me if we have leftover pizza in our refrigerator?" And Dustin's like, "Yeah, they got the pizza in the fridge." I was like, "Yeah, we got the pizza in the fridge."
Oh my God.
So that was the first week of our living together.
Yes.
And ever since, it's been stuff like that.
I think I didn't realize that you were trying to like legitimately ask me or the first time.
The first time I was confused. The second time I was trying to make a point because I can be a jerk sometimes.
Well, and then the second time I was trying to make a point myself too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to change what I'm saying. You don't understand me.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I think that the Cajun accent's beautiful, and I'm glad that you still have your Cajun accent. But it's Reese's. It's not Reese's.
That's one of my favorite stories there, Shay.
Yeah. It's a good story. Because it's like, I was pretty early in college too. So like by the second or third year, I was like all for that. I was like, man, that's cool. Went back to Texas and I missed that accent, you know? Because it just, especially in Lake Charles, because Lake Charles is like what I call mini Texas in Louisiana, because you have a big contingent of people that came from Texas. But if you go to eat and it like the place looks a little run down and the person behind the counter is the owner operator and they have a heavy Cajun accent and the prices are reasonable, you're about to get fed. You're about to eat, man.
You about to eat.
I remember there's just so many places in that town, in Louisiana in general, but Lake Charles, man, that we used to just chow down. And it's like the heavier the accent, the better the food, and usually the more reasonable the prices. So I don't know what that says.
That's an honorable mention right there. Good Cajun food. Thankful for it. Boom.
Yeah.
Good Cajun restaurants. Family-owned organizations.
I'll throw it out there.
Love it.
Thankful for Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's had its ups and downs. It's been a rough go since a couple hurricanes hit it a few years ago. But man, what a beautiful and fun city that is. Man.
They're building it up, man. They're doing some good stuff with some new buildings and stuff. So I'm pumped to see what it does.
Anyway, want to talk about candy more? I'm sorry, I just hijacked that whole thing.
No, you're good. I thought it was hilarious. It's supposed to be a funny one, so it's funny.
Yeah,
it's good.
I was like, those are good, man. I do like those.
It makes me feel not fat. I can have one and then I'm done.
Do you just take one though?
Most of the time. Since I worked at the candy store, I don't really do a lot of sweets. I'll do baked goods and ice cream for sure. I can put down some ice cream. But candy, not so much. It's very small doses. And if it is candy, I'm only going to get a Reese's.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Conversion.
And if it ain't that, then I'm going to the Nugget to get some like gourmet, like truffles, stuff like that.
Do you ever freeze your candy? You a cold candy guy?
I would if the candy would make it home.
Mm-hmm. I mean, once you get home, so you're like you're not
get in the car and eat it.
Okay, all right.
That's it. It's gone. That's a snack. I don't wait. It's like I get it because I'm hungry at that time. I got a Dr. Pepper. Oh goodness, Dr. Pepper and a Reese's. That's it.
There you go.
That's the snack right there.
I appreciate that, man. I'm a DP Zero guy, and actually I've been doing zero candy as well. They make like Hershey's Reese's Zero, which doesn't taste as good as the normal one, but I haven't had the normal one in so long that I don't know.
Zero sugar Reese's?
Yeah, like I said, I haven't had the normal one in so long I don't know,
Oh.
It's like having gumbo in Texas, right? After years.
Look, okay.
You're like, this is good gumbo, and then you forget.
So my brother is up in Illinois. speaking of gumbo, and he said that they cooked a gumbo at work over there.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he described it to us. No, not gumbo.
Oh,
Shrimp
really?
with the peel and the head on. They just boiled the shrimp. I threw them in there. And when have you ever had to peel your shrimp out of a gumbo?
Wait,
Never.
you're eating the gumbo, and you
There's
have
a
to like peel the
whole-
shrimp.
Yes.
That ain't right.
Peel the shrimp out of the gumbo. Crawfish in the gumbo.
Mm-mm.
I have never had that in my life.
Yeah, that ain't right.
No. They had crabs. It was a seafood gumbo, whatever. But they also put chicken in the seafood gumbo. No, sir.
I don't know, why would you do that?
And then the
Yeah.
people that put tomatoes, get out of Louisiana. It's
They're-
done. Tomatoes is gross.
Me and Carter, he won't care that I said his name, but me and Carter have had a conversation quite a lot because he's a big crawfish guy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I want to do crawfish out of Louisiana. I know there are people in Texas that can make crawfish that's good, but I generally don't eat crawfish unless it's made in someone's backyard.
Absolutely.
Even if I'm in Louisiana and I'm like steamboats, I like crawfish tails, like fried crawfish tails. I won't actually eat the crawfish because I feel like there's a little bit of like art.
There's a vibe.
Yeah. And crawfish is a vibe, man.
Yeah. I'll have to take you to it. There's a couple of places that we'll go and get crawfish that are just good. It's worth it. They're really good.
Yeah.
But anyway, there goes the 17th ramble session.
Sorry.
of-
Yeah. That
No, you're
one,
good.
That
That's
one
both
needed
of
to
us.
happen though, yeah. Is it me? Am I up?
I think so. Mine was candy. I think it was number 3.
All
So
right.
what you got for number 3?
I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna do bad podcast hosting, and I'm not gonna look directly at the camera right now because my iPad's messing up.
Oh no.
This great plan is not doing amazing, but that's okay because on this one I wanted to pull something up anyway, and I didn't pull it
Okay.
up before because I just didn't. Sorry, I'm making editing work for you.
Well, you know what we could do right here
Okay,
is we could drop the ad.
there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Boom.
Do you find yourself craving something sweet, cold, and made of the softest snow you've ever seen in your life? Well, you're in luck, because us here on Deaton Street know of the best place to go. Snowbees Express, located in Jennings, Louisiana, is the #1 spot to stop for all of your snow cone, soft serve ice cream, and soda on shaved ice needs. They're open year-round because here in Louisiana, we sometimes only get 1 week of cold winter days per year. So come on down to the Red Train Caboose. Yes, you heard that right, a literal caboose, located in Jennings, Louisiana, 420 Roberts Avenue. Currently, they're open 1 to 5, Monday through Saturday. You can find them on Facebook as well to book a party. Just search Snowbees Express and reach out. That's SNOB' Express.
All right, cool. So I'm going to look at the camera and say the next thing that I'm thankful for is good commercials. And I'm kind of a commercial snob. I've been watching a lot of sports lately, which means with sports comes a bunch of commercials. And I think that for the past 5 years, people have just been really, really just phoning it in on these commercials. But there's a few different companies that just take commercials and make them so good that I'm more excited about the commercial than whatever I'm watching. I'm not a laugher. When I watch a funny movie, I don't laugh out loud. When I'm watching a funny show, I typically don't laugh out loud. But commercials make me laugh out loud. And my favorite one, we're going to play a little bit of it now. And it's probably going to get us demonetized, but that's okay because
We're not monetized.
we're not monetized. So let's, if something goes wrong with this episode, this is why.
I got into this because I was a sufferer. I turned into my dad, but I came back.
We need to silence our phone. Who knows where that button is?
I don't have silent.
Everyone does, right up here.
Trying to live, laugh, and love?
Yes.
The answer is no. I can watch partners not become their parents.
No fussing, no cussing, and no laughing.
Now remember, they're not programs, they're TV shows. You woke up early, no one cares. Guess what? The waiter doesn't need to know your name.
I love those commercials. One, because they're well written, but also because it's so true. The older you get, you do start turning into your parents, man. Like my dad has this thing when we were growing up where he would turn off our lights if we weren't using them, and he'd like make a scene about it, like, oh, you're not using these lights, and he'd be like, Dad, I am using the lights. And you're like, no, you're not using the lights. You don't need them. You're playing video games, and then you turn them off anyway. And I have to fight that urge with my wife so much. It's just me and her, and I'll walk in and I'm like, you're not using these lights, and she's like, babe, I'm using the lights. Don't turn them off. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not going to do it. But inside of me, I feel Todd Webb going, just turn them off.
Your hand is coming up to the light and you're holding it back with the other hand.
Like,
you don't need these lights.
I've seen the future. I've seen that electric bill. Like, this is going to save me 30, 40 cents, man. I can use that on a mini Reese's or something, man, you know?
What is it? Terry Crews on Everybody Hates Chris. It's like, what? You just used 37 cents of electricity. Close that fridge. That's how I feel, man. And I get excited about when the electric bill is lower the next month, even though it's still real high. Like this month that I just got the bill like yesterday. It's $10 less than last month. Nice.
I'm like on a high for a month.
Nice.
I have defeated the enemy.
Yeah.
The conquest is over. I've saved $10 by turning it up to 73 during the day. Like I did my part, you know?
What you need to do is you need to take note every time you turn something off. And then it's like, all right, now I need to do that again, but more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Extra $10.
I try to push it, man. I try to like in the winter, I'm like,
yeah,
like we'll heat the house to 62. And Courtney's like, no, it's way too low.
We'll put a jacket on.
that's what I'm like.
We'll sleep with a coat on.
Yeah. Anyways, those commercials are amazing, but I'm thankful in general for a bunch of really good commercials this year. Because the percentage of them are getting lower and lower. And it's getting harder to buy your products for people that are listening that sell products. Be better, especially local commercials. It's not that hard. It ain't that hard, people. If you're selling vehicles in the Austin, San Antonio area, call me. I will do it for half, and it will be so much better. Please.
I thought you were about to start like nonchalantly calling somebody out.
I am. I'm not gonna say the one that I see all the time. It's a city around here that it's.
Oh no.
It's an auto dealer that I don't know. I don't know how they're letting these commercials on Hulu Live. That's all I'm saying.
Cool.
Do better.
I see those all the time in town too. We were in Gaddy's the other day eating lunch, and I look over and there's a TV playing, and it's this commercial for a grocery store. Bro, I don't know how somebody got paid to do that.
Why you gotta advertise a grocery store?
I don't understand that either.
That's the thing that we keep doing. We will never get past that. You don't need to advertise that.
It felt like a commercial from like the 70s where you had like the ending screen was like just a voiceover with some pictures and then like the phone number to call and don't ingest this product if you and it was like grocery pictures with like all this information on store hours and the phone number if you needed to call and and the background was like space. It was like stars and stuff.
For a grocery store?
For a grocery store. I told my boss, I said, I guess they think their product's out of this world.
That was pretty lame.
Yeah, it was terrible.
You need to watch more of the Don't Turn Into Your Parents commercial. I also, I know we're supposed to be positive here because this is the Thankful List, but
yeah.
For those of you, I get that there are causes that are very important, and I understand that. But for those very important causes, can we make the commercial a little less sad and make it to where you don't ruin me watching Modern Family or, whatever I'm watching? Like, I don't want to go back to the show super depressed about the state of the world because of a commercial. I'm just saying. Man,
that was a good segment.
Yeah, exactly.
Good Lord.
Anyways, we gotta move, man. We're 40 minutes in.
Oh my. Well, there was some dead space in there too, but
We'll go super quick with the last two. What's your let's do two at a time. So shoot out your last two.
Okay, cool. Here we go. Let's see. I'm thankful for not B movies, but what I like to call C movies.
Oh.
The off-the-wall movies that could be indie films but are much worse, and you don't know how they were approved for the public. Kind of going off the commercial stuff we were just talking about. Most of them seem unfinished. So, like, there's a few that I had found, and I should have watched them before, but I've seen previews and clips from them or whatever. These are found on, like, Amazon Prime or whatever.
Do you have...
I have the names of them.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and
so
throw them out
Velocipaster.
Velocipaster?
Velocipaster. That is a real movie. Lamageddon. Killer Sofa. And Rubber.
Hey man. But like you say that, but in one of every 100 of those, there's a Sharknado, you know?
Exactly. Which
every now and
has
then.
like 4 movies now.
Yeah. It keeps happening, man. I've never seen one of them, but I feel like in that you got to shoot your shot.
Absolutely. Like what with the Velocipaster, and I need to sit down and watch it, but I'm afraid it's just going to be so bad. But it's just comically bad. Almost like, what is it? Nikki Wiseau or whatever, The Room, like famously terrible movie.
Yeah.
Velocipaster, there's a specific scene. I'll kind of, lay it out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The main character is like this priest, right? So he's dressed up in his like black with the white little deal.
It's the pastor.
Whatever. Yeah, the pastor. And so he comes and he's coming out of a building, and he sees across the street his parents, and they're, hey, how's it going? It's really, hey, mom and dad, how are you?
Mm-hmm.
And then it cuts to it's a back and forth shot, and then it cuts back to the pastor, and there's an explosion that happens off screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he freaks out, and it cuts back to seemingly where the parents' car has blown up and killed them. The only thing that is on the screen is VFX fire. Not fire,
just VFX.
the text.
Oh,
There's text on the screen, dude.
that says VFX fire.
fire.
So it's like, use your imagination on not even what fire looks like, but VFX fire.
And the car's gone. The parents gone. It's just the empty street. I saw that.
I feel like if
and
you're
that
putting
was-
VFX fire on the screen, continuity's out the window. You're not real worried about anything else.
Absolutely, dude.
Oh,
They're
man.
so those movies. I'm happy that they are made because it's like, I don't know. It's just the most ridiculous thing.
Do you know
People
what year
are
that came
crazy.
out?
Oh, I don't know.
If you had to guess, like, is it recent? Because I think like now it's with AI and stuff. With maybe we should do an episode on AI eventually. But with AI, I feel like VFX is easier. It's way more attainable for people.
The new stuff that has been announced for like Adobe and
Like the
whatnot.
Firefly stuff, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna look it up, but I can't type.
No worries. What to say?
Here we
I
go. Velocipaster.
I'm starting to fade anyway. So
Yeah. 2019.
29. Oh, so before AI, really? Definitely
Yeah.
before AI.
Yeah. I
Maybe I
typed
should
in
go back and-
Velocipaster and I see Lamageddon as number 2.
They should do like a
Bearcano.
remaster with actual VFX fire.
This one's good.
Yeah.
Bearcano versus the emo Velociraptors. I'm done. Dude. What is that?
Bearcano?
Bearcano.
What is Bearcano?
Like a bear
It's like-
volcano.
Oh, I was like a barricane. It's like a
bear-
hurricane with bears, but no, it's Bearcano.
A barricade.
Barricane's
Oh,
cool.
God.
We should make
That's
one. You
hilarious.
and I. We should do one.
Oh.
We should think of one.
That's so good.
All right. So
anyway.
what's your fifth and final thing? Because my two last one kind of go together, so I can.
Mine
work.
don't at all. This one was just kind of a weird idea that I had. I'm thankful for standing desks.
Okay.
But not for the reason you might think. I know you're supposed to utilize the standing to stand and work, right? But think about all the uses it has for sitting too. If my arms get tired of typing, I can just adjust the height to gain comfort. If my chair won't go all the way underneath the desk, raise. If I need to get under the desk for anything, raise that puppy.
Yeah.
Just the thought of I have a standing desk so that I can stand and work is enough for me. Will I ever stand and work? Probably not. Not if I have a chair. I know that's the laziest thing I could be thankful for, but let's be honest. My list was pretty lazy too.
So do you have a standing desk at your house or is that your work?
No, it's just
At
at
your
work. Yeah.
So I have one at the house. I'm sitting at the standing desk right now. I do stand for work every now and then, especially meetings. It helps me to stand up. Eventually, I kind of want to do a pod standing up, but this was not the week. The thing I use my standing desk most, you mentioned, was anytime I want to do cable management and get under it, I raise it up and so I can get under. The second thing that I use it for the most is when I'm playing video games. My TV's above my computer. I lower it down and it becomes a footrest.
Oh yeah.
So it becomes
Good
even
stuff.
more lazier than standing. It's like the reverse.
I was trying to find, like, for my list, I was trying to come up with things that was like, oh, you use it for this, but what if you use it for the opposite reason? And like come up with things for this opposite reason or whatever. Thought it was kind of funny.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Your two.
my last two, I'll very quickly go through. These are kind of serious. I guess kind of serious, maybe one not so much. Ryan Holiday books, which if you're in my life, you know I was going to say it. Finished Obstacle is the Way. I wouldn't say it changed my life because I don't really believe in things changing your life like that, but it got me back in the framework of being able to work on myself, getting out of the kind of day-to-day of just, I wouldn't say accepting who I am, but just accepting the effort that I'm putting into being a good person, right? And so that's been transformative, I'd say, the last month. Mostly through Ego is the Enemy. Been reading Daily Stoic every day. It's nice to get back into philosophy, but more so it's nice to have something to reframe the mornings with Daily Stoic, and then also reframe kind of the experiences that I'm having and second guessing the perception of what I'm seeing, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
We talked about it with like the monopod and stuff, but kind of accepting that our minds do a lot of work of framing the world in a way that maybe isn't true. Like the world is happening to us, right? And so I think a lot of his books, I don't even know if he says this, but I'm pretty sure he does. But I've really been trying to get around the idea of like the world just happens and we're in charge of how we perceive it and how we react to what's happening around us, if that makes sense. So I know you told me you were doing the audiobook of Obstacle is the Way. Did you get through it?
No, I'm probably like halfway through it at this point. Good stuff. It definitely makes you, or doesn't make you, but like it gets you to think a little differently about, obstacles in your way and how you can turn that into a good thing, right? Which is, there was several instances that like applied to me directly, in different things that I do. So I was like, okay, this is cool. It was one of those like self-help books or, philosophy type situations that like actually pertained to me. It wasn't like I was trying to like force myself to read something that, so that was good. I actually got something out of it when I listened to it.
That's good, man. My mom's reading it. My wife's reading it. It's good stuff. My mother-in-law actually is the one who told me about Ryan Holiday, and we went to his bookstore in Bastrop before I even read his stuff. Yeah. Took me a few months after the fact, but eventually got around. I was like, maybe I should actually read this stuff. And
nice.
It's good stuff. Last thing, kind of on the same thing about setting boundaries, and, it kind of takes everything into consideration, all the opportunities and Ryan Holiday books and working on new stuff. Do not disturb mode on my phone. I'm thankful for it. I've been setting it at 9. I usually go to bed around 9:30, 10, but it helps me to actually have a nighttime routine. Because I'm not getting so many notifications. I'm not getting texts and Twitter and all that other stuff. So that's been really, really nice. I got the idea from my mom. It's funny. It's not like I need space from other people, but I found out about it, or I thought about it because my mom needs space from me a little bit. Let me explain. I'm a FaceTimer. I'm a FaceTime you without texting you before. That's just who I am. I like to see people's faces. I think that it contextualizes conversations. My mom lives across the country. My sister lives across the country. My brother lives a few hours away. I like to my brother doesn't have an iPhone, but I like to FaceTime people. I FaceTime you all the time. There was one night I was at Target and I was looking at pillows for the studio because I want kind of a big pillow to go on this couch back here so I can lean against it when I read. It wasn't late. I think it was like 8:30, but I went to FaceTime my mom and I saw that it was on do not disturb mode and that I have the opportunity if I wanted to notify her anyway. So I just text her and she ended up seeing it anyways. And I was like, got a minute, which is like the worst text ever. Cause you're like, what's going on? And the truth of the matter is I just wanted her opinion on pillows. But that moment I was like, you know what? I need to stop doing that to her. Cause it's not that she doesn't want to hear from me. It's that, you know, she has some boundaries of the times in which she would like to hear from me. But also maybe I should have better boundaries for myself and actually just not, you know, do that to myself as well. So shout out do not disturb mode. Everyone should try it out for a little bit. See if it works.
I don't use that enough. I don't really use it. I turned it off. I didn't find like a real big use for me, but like you said, I never thought about it as for the other person because like there are several other people that, you know, have do not disturb mode on their phone. I'll see it. And I won't text them or whatever, or I'll shoot them a text and it's usually not important. So like, I don't care if you don't get back with me or whatever. It's not a huge deal. But it's like in consideration of the other person. Oh, they're probably sleeping or they're probably in the middle of something, you know, that's why they have this mode on.
I like it because it gives me, space in which like after that time, I'm making the decision to look at my phone rather than my phone telling me to look at it. I'm changing my relationship with my phone and my devices at that moment, which is
I need to break up with my phone because I'm on it way too long. Every Sunday I'll get that notification of screen time percentage or whatever.
No. Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I did that. Okay. That was a lot.
It's been a whole day on my phone this week. Whoa.
Dude, it'll be like you average 10 hours a day. And I'm like, there's not that much time. What?
Yeah. I would not want to see screen time from my computer with like work and YouTube and everything. I just wouldn't want to see it. Wouldn't want to see it. But I hate to cut this off short, but I got to get out of here.
Absolutely.
I'm tired.
Yeah. You're tired, bud.
As always, well, I guess first, happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
For those who celebrate. Hopefully y'all have a great time with your family. I'm sure I'll see some of y'all, hopefully, if I clear all this stuff up. But, you know, we love you. I love you, D. Mallett, and I appreciate you. And I'll talk to you sometime next week.
Absolutely.
All right, bye.
I'm walking the streets of nowhere.